sir. Our next agenda, sir, will be the updates and status for the vacated facilities of headquarters, Philippine and OCF, sir, to be presented by IF4 and IF Committee, sir.
Okay, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir, NFNCR, sir.
Yes, and NFNCR is recognized.
Singit ko lang po, sir, because based on the presentation, wala na po sa NFNCR. I just would like to give information, sir, is update, sir, doon sa SOQ construction, sir. As of now, sir, the contractor is still completing the requirements because there was a delay in the submission of requirements. So once completed, sir, when they have submitted all the requirements, we will expedite so that they can start immediately, sir.
Okay, thank you. And our previous guidance in this particular board remind is consistent. We need to protect that. Okay, the SOQ is we will make sure that the construction of the SOQ will continue as planned, and we need to expect the worst case scenario in this particular situation. So that's why during the last meeting we asked you to prepare for CTM just in case that they will resort to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. To the presenter, if you're ready, please proceed.
To our chairperson, Philippine Navy Base Facilities and Administration and Development, sir, Rear Admiral Cesar Bernard and Valencia, Philippine Navy, and to everyone, good afternoon, sirs and ma'am. I am Lieutenant Domingo, Philippine Navy, the IF4 and IF Cavite. In behalf of the Commander, Naval Installation and Facilities Cavite, Captain Richard M. David, Philippine Navy General Staff Corps, I will be presenting the status of implementation and recommendation of the vacated facilities of OCF and Headquarters Philippine Fleet, sir. Sir, as shown is the reference of this presentation, sir. Sir, my presentation covers the following. Sir, as shown is the status of implementation of vacated facilities of OCF based on the approved Philippine Navy BFAD Board Resolution number 2023-07. The headquarters OCF building was allocated to CNH and 13th offered Philippine Navy Dental Dispensary, sir. The current status is implemented. The OCF female barracks was allocated to CNH NP section but not utilized, sir, due to the transfer to the nearest facility, which is the Magdalo building at NSPL, sir. And the original request of the NABSOCOM, sir, for hyperbaric chamber was the OCF female barracks and HSU building, sir. Later, sir, we will be recommending for the approval of utilization of HSU building and OCF female barracks for NABSOCOM. For the OCF multipurpose hall, sir, this was allocated to CNH NP section, sir, and was also not utilized because of the transfer to Magdalo building. And NAEC, sir, has requested for the utilization of OCF multipurpose hall, sir, intended for its personnel and equipment, and was approved by the former CNIC. We will also be requesting for the approval of the utilization, sir. The OCF EP barracks, sir, was allocated to CNH ward and not also utilized due to the transfer to Magdalo building, sir. The recommendation, sir, is to allocate the barracks 1 for CNH and 13th offered Philippine Navy dental personnel aboard, and the barracks 2 and 3, sir, will be allocated to the students of NRC Training Center. And lastly, sir, for the VIP lounge, sir, the allocation was for NABSOCOM, sir, but was not utilized, sir, because of the NABSOCOM, sir, has requested and currently utilizing the OCF HSU building and female barracks. Sir, as shown is the proposed utilization of OCF facilities. The headquarters OCF, sir, for CNH and Philippine Navy Dental Dispensary. The HSU building and female barracks to be allocated to Nabsucom Hyperbaric Chamber. The OCF Barracks 1 to be allocated to CNH and 13th Offered Philippine Navy Dental Dispensary personnel aboard. We also recommend to allocate the Barracks 2 and 3 to cater the male and female students of NRC Training Center. The VIP lounge to be utilized for common use, sir. The multipurpose hall building to be allocated to NAIC. And lastly, sir, the OCF and SDO buildings, sir, to be allocated as the temporary building of NRC HSG. The Headquarters Philippine Fleet, sir, is allocated to Headquarters NRC. The first floor will be allocated to the following offices of NRC. Status, sir, is partially implemented. The Naval Reserve Doctrine Center, sir, already transferred, sir, and ongoing transfer of the remaining offices, sir. For the status of the transfer of Philippine Fleet to Inobi Subic, already started last 22 January 2024, and the ETC is on 10 April 2024. For the second floor and third floor of the Headquarters Philippine Fleet, sir, the status is for implementation. And NRC offices, sir, will commence its transfer upon the completion of transfer of Philippine Fleet to Inobi Subic. Sir, as shown are the list of the remaining facilities of Philippine Fleet with its corresponding recommendation for utilization. The Headquarters Philippine Fleet, sir, will be utilized as the Headquarters of Naval Reserve Command. BEQ 5, sir, will be utilized for common use of Philippine Fleet and NRC while waiting for the fully transfer of Philippine Fleet to Inobi Subic. The Magluyan Hall, sir, will be utilized as the location for the office of NRSSO and will be utilized for common use of Philippine Fleet and NRC. The supply bodega, sir, will be retained to Philippine Fleet while waiting for the availability of warehouses at Inobi Subic. The chapel, sir, will be utilized by NRC Chaplain. The FSPA building and FSPA bodega, sir, will also be retained while waiting for the availability of warehouses at Inobi Subic, sir. For the SBOQ and FOQ, sir, will be utilized for common use of Philippine Fleet and NRC. Suarez Hall, sir, will be retained to Philippine Fleet to be utilized as the consolidated mess hall of Philippine Fleet, NRC, and FTDC. And also, sir, the HSG, sir, will be retained to Philippine Fleet to support the requirements of Philippine Fleet units aboard Cavite, sir. FMU, sir, will also be retained to Philippine Fleet to cater the requirements of Philippine Fleet, NRC, and NIC aboard. And later, sir, will be absorbed by NIC, sir. The container ban, sir, will be utilized for common use of NRC and Philippine Fleet. Also for the FEQ, sir, will be utilized as common use of Philfleet and NRC. For the CPO's clubhouse, sir, this will be utilized as NRC ship store. For the basketball and tennis court, sir, this will be utilized as common use for Philippine Navy units aboard. And lastly, sir, for the second floor of the Finance, FASO, COA, and Procurement building, this will be utilized as the temporary office of NRC, FSPAO, and FASO, sir. Sir, as shown are the recommendations on the remaining facilities of Philippine Fleet to be transferred to NRC. For EWAC, BEQ, and BEQ, sir, Philippine Fleet and NRC will be collocated for the meantime until the fully transferred of Philippine Fleet to NOB Subic. CPO's clubhouse to be utilized as NRC mess hall and ship store. Basketball and tennis court to be utilized as common sports area. Magluyan Hall to be utilized as common area of Philippine Fleet and NRC, sir, and also for the office of NRSSO. The chapel, sir, to be utilized by NRC Chaplain. The Philippine Fleet Heroes Memorial to be utilized as common use of Philippine Navy units. The container ban, sir, to be utilized as common use of NRC personnel and temporary billeting plan of Philippine Fleet Special Enlistee. For the recommendation on the remaining facilities of Philippine Fleet, sir, to be retained, as shown, Suarez Hall, sir, to be retained to Philippine Fleet, to be utilized as common use of Phil Fleet, NRC, and FTDC, sir. The headquarters, the HSG Philippine Fleet, sir, will be retained to cater the support requirements of Phil Fleet units aboard Cavite area. The supply bodega and the building of FSPAW, sir, will be retained to be utilized as delivery point of Philippine Fleet units aboard Manila and Cavite area, sir, pending the availability of supply bodega and warehouses at NOB Subic. The FMU, sir, will be retained to Philippine Fleet to cater the requirements of Phil Fleet, NRC, and NIC personnel aboard, but will be absorbed by NRC, sir, later on, sir. For the Mine Warfare Group Officer, this will be retained to Philippine Fleet to be utilized as extension office of F2 to support the requirements of Philippine Fleet units aboard Cavite area. And for the second floor, sir, of Finance FASO and COA building, sir, this will be allocated as the temporary office of NRC FASO, FSFAO, and FASO. Sir, based on the forwarded copy of NRC 4, Headquarters NRC has a total of 229 personnel and will be accommodated on its corresponding quarters, sir. The Headquarters NRC male officer, sir, will be accommodated to Philippine Fleet SOQ. The male EP, sir, will be accommodated at BEQ 5. One civilian male employee, sir, will be accommodated at Phil Fleet Transit Quarters, sir. 16 female officers, sir, will be accommodated at FOQ, sir. And for the female EP, sir, there will be 2 proposed billeting spaces, sir, the FAQ and Phil Fleet Transit Quarters. And for the female civilian employees, sir, we will be also recommending for the accommodation at Phil Fleet Transit Quarters. For the proposed quarters for the Commander NRC, sir, this is adjacent to the proposed quarters of the Commander NABSOCOM. Second building, sir, right on the right side, sir, near NBC main gate, sir. Sir, based on the rationalization plan of FSG, the following are the proposed barracks for NRC personnel. First floor, sir, of SOQ, sir, has a total of 21 rooms and can accommodate up to 36 personnel, sir. 9 rooms, sir, will cater 15 officers of Headquarters NRC to include 1 room each for the Deputy Commander, CS, and NRCIG. The remaining 12 rooms, sir, is being utilized by the Phil Fleet and FSG personnel, sir. The second floor of the SOQ, sir, has a total of 29 rooms and can accommodate up to 52 personnel. 14 rooms, sir, is allocated to the personnel of NRC And the remaining room, sir, is still being utilized by Philippine Fleet and FSG personnel. The female officers' quarters, sir, has a total of 9 rooms, sir. 4 rooms was allocated for HNRC female officers and can accommodate up to 16 personnel of NRC. And the remaining 5 rooms, sir, is being utilized by Philippine Fleet and FSG personnel. For the BEQ5, sir, it has a total of 60 rooms, sir, and can accommodate up to 300 personnel. 32 rooms was allocated to NRC personnel, sir, which can accommodate up to 160 personnel, sir. And the remaining, sir, was being utilized by FSG and Philippine Fleet personnel. The female enlisted quarters, sir, was divided equally, sir. The 20 packs, sir, was allocated to NRC, sir, and the remaining 20, sir, was utilized by Philippine Fleet and HSG, sir. The remaining 11 packs, sir, will be accommodated at the transient quarters, sir, of Philippine Fleet. For the transient quarters, sir, the 11 female EP, sir, was accommodated, sir. Also with the 5 female civilian employee and 1 male civilian employee, sir. And the remaining part, sir, will be allocated as the temporary billeting, sir, of Philfleet Special Enlistee, sir. For our recommendation, sir, the approval of NIF Cavite proposed utilization of OCF and Philippine Fleet facilities, proposed billeting plans, and proposed quarters for the Commander NRC, sir, as shown. The OCF multipurpose hall, sir, to be allocated to NAIC. OCF HSU building and female barracks to be allocated to Nabsucom Hyperbaric Chamber. OCF EP Barracks 1 for CNH and 13th Oport Philippine Navy Dental Dispensary personnel. OCF EP Barracks 2 and 3 for the students of NRC Training Center. For the office...
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Deputy Fleet's request.
with the indulgence of the presenter, if I may that, anyway, what you are reading, is people already read this. If I could just raise a question, Mr. Chair, on our next slide.
Can you finish first the presenter before we entertain any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Ms. Proceed.
That bingo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Presenter, please continue. Please continue.
To continue, sir, the OCF 10 and SDU building, sir, will be allocated as the temporary facility for the NRC HSG, sir. For the IWAC barracks, BOQ, and WAC quarters, the Philippine Fleet and NRC will be co-located until fully transfer of Philippine Fleet to NOB Subic. CPU's clubhouse to be utilized as NRC mess hall and ship store. The basketball court and tennis court to be utilized as Philippine Navy Unit Sports Recreational Area. BEQ 5 to be utilized as Philfleet and NRC. The Magluyan Hall, sir, will be utilized as common use for Philfleet and NRC, sir, and also for the location of the office of NRSSO. For the chapel, sir, will be utilized for NRC chaplain. Philfleet Heroes Memorial for common use of Philippine Navy units. The Suarez Hall, sir, and will be retained to Philfleet. The HSG Philippine Fleet, sir, will also be retained, sir, to cater the requirements of Philippine Fleet units aboard. Also for the supply bodega, FSPAO building and bodega, sir, be retained to Philippine Fleet to be utilized as delivery point for Philippine Fleet units aboard Manila and Cavite area. FMU, sir, to be retained to Philippine Fleet to cater both requirements of Philippine Fleet, NRC, and NIC. The MWG, sir, to be retained to Philfleet to be utilized as extension office of F2 to support the requirements of Philippine Fleet units aboard Cavite area. The Building 601, sir, to be proposed for the proposed quarters of the Commander NRC. And the Philfleet Container Van Barracks, sir, to be utilized as common use of NRC personnel and the temporary barracks of Philippine Fleet Special Enlistees, sir. And lastly, sir, for the building of the Finance COA accounting, sir, the second floor, sir, will be utilized as the temporary office of the FASO NRC and FSPAO NRC, sir. And for our way ahead, sir, NIF Cavite will fully support and assist the transfer of Philippine Navy units, particularly NRC to NBHA. NIF Cavite will continuously coordinate with Philippine Fleet and headquarters for the list of facilities to be transferred. NIF Cavite will submit requests for the availability of funds for the repair of the proposed quarter for the Commander NRC upon availability of evaluated DAIP BOMSE. And upon issuance of directives for the transfer of facilities, NIF Cavite will coordinate and request to hire headquarters for the transfer of funds for the repair and maintenance and for the payment of utilities of the facilities for CY 2024. And lastly, sir, NIF Cavite will program for the requirements of the newly transferred facilities and the remaining facility to be transferred starting calendar year 2025, sir, underfunded, and to request for the additional ceiling to support the said requirement, sir. That's all, sir, for our presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you, and I am the presenter. Before we entertain questions from Deputy Fleet and NP, I have a few questions myself. First question is, this recommendation, before you came up with this recommendation, I am assuming that there has been coordination with the different officers concerned, units concerned.
Yes, sir.
So, itong recommendations that you are putting ahead, this is the results of a series of conferences between the different concerned units, and this is more or less the win-win solution. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My next question is, I noticed that there are what you call the shared facilities between the fleet and the NRC. Who will, considering this is a shared facility, who will now be the administrator and who will be the one maintaining this particular facility? Alam mo kasi pag every time na magkakaroon ng sharing, it should be made clear kung sino ang responsible. Is it going to be a joint responsibility? Who will be responsible for that?
NIF Cavite, sir.
Yes, Captain David is recognized.
Sir, good afternoon to all members of the
Buti na lang
PNP.
talaga.
Yung ang recommendation namin, sir, is yung mga facilities na hindi pa ita-transfer ng Philippine Fleet sa NIC, ang administrator or yung responsible pa rin, sir, sa administration ng building is still yung unit na may kung kanino siya naka-book, sir, which is sa example, sir, sa BOQ is still under Philippine Fleet, sir.
Okay. So, kung kanino yung naka-book, so doon na. So in essence, hindi pa NRC will not yet be designated as administrator, but ito mga shared facilities, so all of these are booked either with NIF Cavite or Philippine Fleet. Tama ba ako?
Yes, sir, tama po kayo, sir.
Okay, sige. Okay, thank you. And then, my last question is about sa OCF facilities. So, I am also assuming na itong sa CNH, kaya ito yung binigay ito sa other units aside from CNH as independent plan because they are occupying the Magdalo building and these are, and essentially, walang mag-occupy ng building na to.
That's correct, sir. Ito yung po yung dahil naayos po natin yung Magdalo building doon sa kabila sa NSPL. Co-located na po kasi doon yung mga kailangan ng CNH except yung pinaka pwedeng mahiwalay, sir, yung kanilang physical therapy section na karamihan naman ng mga pasyente nila is coming from this area, sir, or the NDHE.
Okay, thank you, Captain David. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Recognize.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, that was supposed to be my question. You just beat me to the draw. The common use, Mr. Chair, especially Magduyan Hall, tennis court, the open tennis court, and the open basketball court. We recommended this be turned over to NIC, Mr. Chair, so that all PN units could have access to this. That's the only question I would like to raise, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Chief. NF, Cavite, please take two.
Yes, sir. Will go, sir.
Thank you, Captain David. Okay, entry is recognized.
Sir, thank you very much. During the course of the presentation, sir, it was mentioned several times yung Magdalo building. May I request to be clarified on what is this Magdalo building is? Paano na, what is really yung official name? Ito ba talaga yung official name ng building na to? Because I think we should be referring to the proper designation ng building. We are talking about real estate and information. Clarification lang, sir.
Okay, thank you, entry. Ano nga ba pangalan ng
Sir, ano na po ngayon sa sir, yung nangyari noon, ginawa na po siyang CNH isolation facility. Ang kumbaga naging dahil yung na-construct yun noong panahon ng mga yung era na yun, sir, kaya siya naging pangalan. Pero pagka gumagawa kami ng request, ang pangalan na po niya is isolation facility kasi yun din po yung ginamit natin during the COVID na ginawang isolation facility ng CNH.
If I can recommend, Mr. Chair, maybe we can refer to the facility, the structure, based on its official name, yung CNH Isolation Facility and Education Magdalo. Kasi parang ito Magdalo lang tapos structure ng yun, binigay sa 1580. Para ma-clarify lang, sir.
Okay, thank you, entry.
Gana lang, sir.
Sige.
Kasi marami tayo doon sa previous slide, maraming mga items yun. Baka pwede maglagay tayo ng timeline. When do you expect that transfer or the extension will happen? So that medyo predictable for the members of the board. Na pag nakita natin na doon sa recommendation na pag will be turned over to intended recipient, pagdating ng next board meeting natin, sir, pwede na natin singilin kung and we can check if it's already been carried out. Yun lang, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, entry. I think the intention of the presenter was to seek approval first
Yes, sir.
for these recommendations, and if in case we will be approving this as a board, then it's incumbent upon now by NIF Cavite to ensure that this is implemented regardless of the
Timeline.
personally, I don't think the timeline should already be presented to the board. Ang importante na sa atin ngayon is we approve this, and then it's incumbent upon the NIF Cavite to make sure that there is a timeline to meet the general timeline actually na ginawa natin. Ang original timeline natin is that Cavite HPLT we should have transferred by the end of the year. Sa 2023 sa NOB Subic, but there are unavoidable circumstances kaya we allowed for the extension. Pero again, NIF Cavite as suggested by entry, please make sure that there is a timeline that will be implemented and will be followed if and when the board approves the recommendation that we have.
Thank you, Mr. General.
Thank you, Edwin.
And I Cavite will po sir, we will closely coordinate with Philippine Fleet regarding their full transfer sir. Pero ang nakalagay na initial coordination sir is very specific yung date, 22 April sir. Thank you sir.
Thank you, Captain David. Ano lang, last guidance natin dito is make sure that this is a solution, this is a timeline that will be jointly approved by the concerned units.
Yes sir, may na-present naman po ito during the EXCOM together with the concerned units at saka presided by Enforce. Thank you sir.
Okay, thank you, Captain David.
NCR, sir.
Alright, yes, NCR is recognized.
Yes, sir. Request permission to leave the conference, sir. Mag-prepare ako sa OYA Cineplex sa retirement sa Tiniya, sir.
Sige. Okay, sige. No worries.
Thank you, sir. By your leave, sir.
Okay, thank you, Captain Tuluyan. Okay, Enforce recognized.
Yes, sir. This presentation is a result of series of meeting of the EXCOM, sir, aside from the meeting of NIF Cavite and Philippine Fleet. And during the EXCOM, both representative of Philfleet and NABRESCOM were present. That is why we are just presenting the result of that meeting for the board to be approved, sir. More importantly, sir, F4 during the EXCOM meeting have enumerated several facilities that will be transferred to NIC, and I think IF4 is already know about this, sir. So kasama rin po yun, sir, sa way ahead, sir. And may I just request, sir, yung dive bombs, sir, na ma-expedite, sir, para yung sa quarters ni NABRESCOM, sir, ma-facilitate, sir, ng office. Yun lang, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Informer. TNCE, please take note on the request of N4 on the dive bombs of future quarters of seniors.
PNC, sir.
Yes, TNCE.
Sir, PNC, sir, has already capability of doing the dive and policy. And we will wait to lang po, sir, pag-submit sa office for evaluation po, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yes, okay. Okay, with that, can we go, if there are no more questions, I was told and I was informed that this presentation is the product of a series of meetings between the different concerned units. So more or less, this is all agreed upon by the different concerned units. Let's go to your recommendation, Madam Presenter.
Mr. Chair, I have a motion.
Yes, Deputy Fitz recognized.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the recommendation of the proposed utilization of OCF and PFS facilities, proposed building plans, and proposed quarters for CNRC in the list as shown, subject to the discussions on minor corrections earlier. That's why I move, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Very well, we move a seconded and giving objection that recommendation of NIF Cavite on the proposed utilization of the OCF and Philippine Fleet facilities, the proposed building plans and proposed quarters for CNRC as was presented is hereby approved. Congratulations to all those who crafted this the utilization of these facilities. I know that it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of meetings. Kasi there are several interests, several personalities who are involved. Okay? Let's proceed, Mr.
Yes,
Secretary.
Our next agenda, sir, is the updates and status with recommendation on the